let's talk about polls. Now, as some of you may know, I've been doing like weekly polls, usually related to my weekly video. Um, and it's been fun, so I thought I would do like a summary of all the polls that I done so you guys can see like the final results and also give my thoughts on that. And yeah, I'm gonna do the last five. Not the one for this week, the MSI one, because usually people still answer. Like it's only been 2 days, so I still expect to get some more answers there. But yeah, let's begin. Okay, so first off, this was my Poseidon Dreamhead video, and I asked best builds for Poseidon. And yeah, so I added these four. It's the four main colony ones. And the clear winner was early colonization, which I used in my video. Now, what that says is put a colony, get 3 energy, and raise all colony tracks 2 steps. So it basically gets you a colony and a very good trade. I think the value is probably there. Because like think about it, you wouldn't get that trade in Gen 1. And so the 3 energy is just whatever that trade gets you, more than 3 energy. Because you wouldn't get it otherwise. And that's usually, like, just take Luna for example, I think that's 10 cash, right? So a colony plus 10 cash is really good. However, long term, I'm not sure this one's the best. Now, there are 2 others that place a colony. Strategic base planning, which I was shocked it was so low because this is definitely the highest value one. Like, it might not be the best one for Poseidon, I'm not sure. I think it might be. You might not care about the city, but it's definitely like a colony in a city is just insane value. And if you can have like Ganymede close, if you have Ganymede in game and you can trade for a few plants, maybe you can pick up some with the city you place, you might place a greenery. So I think that would be my choice, and it finished third. It got only 18%. 18% is 6 votes out of the 34, so really not much. So yeah, I was a little surprised. I think if you have Ganymede, and maybe that's enough to even place an early greenery, like colony, greenery, and city. Because it gives you 3 plants on the 4th spot, which is where it would move. Plus, if you place your colony there, you get 1 plant production and 1 plant. So you get 4 plants, 1 plant production for the next turn. Maybe a city picks 2, maybe it picks 3. So yeah, there's a good chance you place a greenery, depending on your preludes and you know your other prelude and whatever cards you have in hand. So I think I like strategic base planning the most. Obviously more if Ganymede is there, but even if it isn't, like a city's value late. So just it's not a lot of synergy, but value wise is the best. Old Mining Colony is still good, like you'll use a titanium. The card is essentially the same as the -3, but think of, what's, like a city is worth more than a titanium production, right? So there's a bit more synergy on Old Mining Colony, but a lot more value in a strategic base planning. Old Mining Colony got 8 votes out of the 34. And then Colony Trade Hub, this one got the least. I think this might be my second favorite long term, because you're getting 1 energy, you're getting 2 titanium. Every time a colony is placed, you get 2. So, I guess it would depend on how many players there are, but usually Poseidon is better when there are more players anyway. So, like, yeah, no, 2 player is weak, but also Poseidon is weak, and you maybe shouldn't pick it. If there are 3-4 players, you're getting now a money production and 2 cash back. You're not getting the colony, but you're getting the energy production and the titanium to get you started. I'm actually not sure. So I think All Mining Colony is definitely my least favorite, and a strategic base planning is for sure my favorite. And yeah, maybe early colonization is stronger, but it's hard. Like, it really depends on your hand. This was, however, like, early colonization did run with it, so that's interesting. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about that one. My son is in the background, so let's just, we all have to deal with that today. Okay, let's talk about my next quiz. Oh yeah, I'll go over comments whenever the comments here were mostly jokes, so I won't go over those. Okay, so I asked for the best Venus Terraformer. Now, I kind of did a video already like reviewing that, and I didn't include rotator impacts. And just if you compare like rotator impacts to Jetstream microscrapers, rotator impacts cost 6 to pay, but also the ability costs 6 that you can pay with titanium instead of 3. So in a couple of generations, it's worse than Jetstream. So I didn't include it just because I thought it's pretty close to this one and pretty much worse. And yeah, check my video up there if you want to see a more detailed analysis on each one. But I saw thermophiles again, ran away with this one. And in this case, my son is very happy that it won. Yeah, out of 36 votes, thermophiles got 17. So that's a lot. And okay, so the key reason I might not like it as much, I think, is, well, there's two. One, it has a requirement, so you can't use it to begin terraforming Venus. You might not be able to get it down. Remember, like Venus cards, there's a few bad ones that require, so then it would require a bad investment, and then they're also not that common. So, I mean, it's a bit risky, but also it doesn't help you with Overlord. And both Jetstream and Extractor Balloons get you Overlord by Gen 4. Extractor Balloon starts with 3, so it just needs to add 1 per generation, and Jetstream adds 2 per generation, so it has 8 on Gen 4, right? So they both get you Overlord by Gen 4, which is usually the earliest you claim it, and there's usually a milestone still available at that point. So yeah, I like those two better. I do agree that Force is the worst one. It's definitely garbage. Yeah. The other thing, I think Extractor works better with Celestic. Jetstream works better with Byron. Although Extractor is pretty decent with Byron, and but yeah, the reason I wouldn't go thermophiles is that, like, first of all, it's 6%. If you're not MSI, it takes a few turns to get there. Even if you're MSI, you need at least one, which might be a weak card that you have to pay for. And then it doesn't help you. I think that's one of the strengths of Jetstream and Extractor, is that how fast they can get you Overlord. I think I'd still like Extractor more because it doesn't have a titanium requirement, which there's a good chance you don't even have in Gen 1, right? So Jetstream can often take until Gen 5 to get it, unless you pick up a Prelude or a corporation that starts with titanium, and not titanium production, but direct titanium. So it's I again, check my video. They're kind of close, but I think Extractor is the best one for Overlord, and it has no requirements. This one requires titanium. So yeah, I guess Thermophiles is obviously the most cost effective, but it does have those two things going against it. So anyway, let's move on to the next ball. Now, it's this one really quick one. Okay, this is the week I did my gameplay video, so there's really not a lot I can relate to it, but yeah, interesting that you guys want corpse tips and strategy and how to beat. Those videos tend to do not as well as how to fix. I did suspect Mars Math and Dream Hand were more of a passion project than anything else for me. Those don't get a lot of views, but how to fix gets a lot more views than these two. But yeah, I'm gonna take your advice and listen, and we have a Fobble Luck tips and strategy video coming on, I think, Christmas week. That's when I'll have it available. But yeah, this one didn't even get a lot of votes. So but yeah, I'll do. Also, if you can tell me in the comment, do you prefer corp tips and strategy over how to beat? Because I did a corp tips and strategy. Those ones are a bit easier to do than the how to beat ones. But let me know if you want more how to beat. Okay, then next poll was best Prelude 1 Prelude. Now, remember always, if you think that the answer isn't here, I'm always limited to 4 options. So leave it in the comments, and for this one, Allied Bank won, but I have to say, I got a lot of comments for Supply Drop. 1 for Huge Asteroid, but around 3 comments for Supply Drop. So I'm gonna give a supplier an honorary second place because I mean obviously a lot of people don't bother to comment, so but getting 3 comments supporting the same card, uh, I think that's more than the votes that Business Empire got. Even though in this one we got 61 votes, so that's better. I think Business Empire's got 16 out of the 61, if my quick math is correct. But that was also shocking to me because I've always thought that I like Business Empires way more than I should. It's definitely probably my favorite, but I know most people prefer Mel's Company and Great Aquifer to it, so I expected it to finish fourth, but it was second. I think I like Bank is arguably the most flexible and the best one. Metals Company, one of the comments made a good point that you can tap the metals, right? You have Asteroid Mining Consortium and the other one, which is less common. But yeah, that's true. I mean, it is a bit more vulnerable, but I mean, you'd still like, to me, you still like the production, right? So I do think it's strong, but I would say like maybe I'll do another poll after Prelude 2. And I think Supplier would probably have ranked higher than Business Empire if I had included it. So, yeah, I'll give it honorary second place. Huge Asteroid, maybe not so much, but yeah. I don't think it would have ranked higher than Alex Bank. Um, okay, and last poll. So this was related to my Rage Quit video. So I just asked for the Deadliest Corp plus 1 Prelude Projects combo. So like it can be 2 Preludes, right? It can be 2 projects. It just has to be 1 Corp on one side and then a Prelude or a project on the other. Now, as you know, Vyron is my favorite corporation, and Vyron plus AI Central. I would give it my vote for sure, and it did win, and was first on the video, so that might have influenced it. But yeah, cinematics came in second with 31%. And in Credit Card and Standard Tech, I do think this is an underrated combo. And of course, there's a lot like Ecoline, and I wanted to include Ecoline and Protected Habs, but and again, 4 spots. I actually think this was really underrated. Septum plus Corridors. I mean, to give the best economy in the game, in my opinion, which is Septum, because you can get 12 production like with little to no effort. To give them 1 card drop per turn, possibly. Of course, you can play against that, but then you're investing in keeping them from drawing cards. That's insane. I think like if you can just develop a money engine, the only thing that can keep you from winning is not getting card draw. So this one was to me was I mean it was I think second in the video, and was the one that I thought could beat Vyron and AI Central. But it yeah, I mean to be fair, like these 3 are in Steam, Septem isn't, so I think that might be one of the reasons. But yeah, I was a little shocked at how few votes it got. I think that's like what 3 votes. Yeah, probably. So yeah, I don't know. Think about it. Like, watch my Septem Tribus math video. I'll link it up there, and then think about what Corridors of Power does to that. And also, I think it's High Circles. It's also insane with it. Now, this one also gave us some comments. So, a good point here. Defending like Enterprise Cinematics and Media Group. Just basically saying that it has no requirements, and even just with Media Group and without optimal error breaking, you're just making a ton of events cash positive, and that's true. I don't think it has the ceiling that Vyron and AI does, and the 3 science techs, usually you can get them, and if you can get them, like, again, you get this down before Gen 4, it's usually game. And yeah, the other comment pointed to some other combos, but those weren't to me actually like as combo-y. Because things like Vitra, Earth Catapult, and AI Central, those are just 3 good cards, right? I know they have a point, but yeah, that's good with everything, and Vira is good with everything, so that's, yeah. But yeah, Christo did make some good points. I still think I would lean Byron, but that's probably my personal bias because I love Byron and I love AA Central, even though I hate it because it's cheating many times. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, remember to vote on our next poll, which is the MSI Dream Hand. 19 votes. We'll see if we can get to 30. My son says hi and bye, I guess. And yeah, if you wanna do, if you think you have any good ideas on polls, let me know. And yeah, see you next time.